Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Shaunima Kaul and you're watching Fashion You Feel. Today's video is going to be about step-by-step deconstruction of makeup because I realized a lot of people are scared of actually applying makeup, and this particular tutorial is for the people who are beginners who do not know what to do with makeup. This is a very basic look. Basically it talks about all the products that you need, some of the makeup brushes that you will need for doing the makeup, and it is also a look that can be done day to day. Like, I'm not talking about going to the grocery store and doing this look. I mean, if you're stepping out for an event, if you're going to meet your boyfriend, if you're going to meet your girlfriends for coffee or something, you can actually do this look because it's very simple. This is also a look which I've created if you're an office goer. The corporate look, minus the highlight in case you do not need it. You can skip the highlight, but this look can also be worn to the office. So it is basically something that will help you look very put together, look very in control of yourself. I wish when I was working we had YouTubers and makeup vloggers who could teach me how to do this look, because I wore absolutely no makeup to office and I would have wanted to look much better when I was working. So without wasting any more time, let's just get into it. So we're going to first start by moisturizing our skin. Moisturizing, girls, is very important, no matter what your skin type is, whether it is acne prone, it is oily, it is dry, it is combination, it is normal. Just find the right moisturizer for yourself, and you have to moisturize because you want your skin to look hydrated. It should be hydrated and supple at all point of times, and that is why moisturizer is very important. Whatever suits you. The one that I am using is by Cetaphil. It's a drugstore product. It suits me very well, so that is what I am using. I leave the choice to you. Whatever moisturizer looks very good, I mean suits your skin, just use it. So the next thing that I'm using is a primer. I always use a Laura Mercier primer because it is very hydrating. I need a little bit of hydration in my skin because my skin had somehow become very dehydrated a few months ago. So I choose a lot of products which are like kind of hydrating for my skin. You can choose any kind of primer, or you may not use primer at all. It completely depends on you. There are a lot of primers available in the market. There's something like a pore primer. That is basically if you have very large pores on your skin. Like, I have a lot of pores around my cheek area and around this part of my nose, so you can use a pore primer just around these places so that it fills in all the pores. Or you can use a hydrating primer in case your skin is very dry, or you can use something which is very sticky. Sticky primer basically helps all the product to kind of get stuck onto your skin so that it doesn't move. Also, the very important role of a primer is that it acts as a shield between your skin and the makeup that you're going to be putting on it. So it will kind of act as a shield. All the makeup will not go inside your skin and harm your skin. And the other thing that a primer does is that it kind of provides a smooth base for the primer for the rest of the products to get loaded onto your skin. Like, now we are going to go in with a foundation, a concealer and everything. So it is just going to provide a smooth base for your face. About the foundation, if you guys have a very clear skin, you have a clear complexion, then probably you do not need a foundation. What you can do is go in with a BB cream. There are a lot of BB creams available in the market. I do not personally use a BB cream because my skin is very bad currently. I have a lot of blemishes, I have a lot of marks, and BB cream will not hide all of these things. And for me currently, I need something that will hide all these things. But in case you have a clear complexion, your complexion is fine, you can go in with a BB cream. I'm using this foundation by Giorgio Armani. I do not say that go and buy this particular foundation because it is one of the most expensive foundations in the market. It's called Luminous Silk Foundation. I'm using it right now because I need that luminosity in my skin. I need a product that is not very heavy on the skin, and it also gives me a kind of dewy finish. I'm not sure that in drugstore products which particular foundation is similar to this one. I've heard that L'Oreal Lumi foundation is very close to this one, but I have not used it, so I do not know whether it is so good. But I suggest any foundation that you have been using or it suits your skin, just go with that foundation. I'm using this one with a beauty blender. Now this beauty blender I have wet. I've taken out all the water from this one. It's damp, and I am going to go in with a beauty blender and apply this on my face. You can also use a makeup brush to do this, but I personally like a beauty blender because it kind of absorbs all the extra product, and then it gives you that very smooth airbrush kind of finish. So I like going in with a beauty blender. What I can do is that one part of my face I can do with a beauty blender, and the other side of my face I can do with a brush, so that you guys can see the difference. Now for the other side of the face, I'm going to be using a brush. Now this brush is a foundation brush by Real Techniques. This one is brush number 101. If you see, it is like a triangular shaped brush. I love this brush. I picked it up from a drugstore I picked it up from Boots in Dubai, and ever since I have fallen in love with this particular brush. It's a foundation brush, but it is so smooth and the application is so cool that sometimes instead of my beauty blender I go in with this particular brush. But I suggest any foundation brush like the Pro Art brushes which you find in beauty shop are pretty reasonable, and they have got some really nice brushes in their range, so you can go and check them out. This one is by Real Techniques. If you can get your hands onto it, I totally recommend it. I'm going to now start using a little bit of beauty blender because I need to blend it. I recommend girls that go and buy a beauty blender. Now this one is from Beauty Blender itself, the brand, but a lot of brands have taken out their beauty blenders. Like in India, I know that Inglot has a very nice beauty blender, so you can go and try. Even L'Oreal has a beauty blender, so you can go and check it out. But get a beauty blender because I think it's a very good tool for applying foundation. So now if you see my face, I still have a little bit of blemishes on my face that are still visible because I did not use a full coverage foundation. This foundation does not give full coverage. It's very light on your face. It still retains that luminosity. It still retains that dewiness on the face, and that's the reason I chose that particular foundation. It doesn't hide everything, but that's alright. I'm not going for a very heavy coverage because now I'm going to go in with this concealer. This one is by LA Girl Pro Conceal. I realized, guys, that while I was talking to you, my camera battery died and I was just like babbling and it wasn't getting recorded. So anyway, what I was saying was that if you guys do not have the problems of dark under eyes, or you have perfect skin, you do not need to go with this step. But because most of us have dark circles, or we have a little bit of problem with our under eyes, I have applied this concealer. It's by LA Girl, and I've also applied a little bit on my laugh lines. Now I'm using this concealer brush. This one is by Sephora, and I'm going to lightly pat this product into my skin. If you do not have a concealer brush, it's alright. Just go in with your fingers and tap the product inside. But I highly recommend that please do go and get yourself a concealer brush, because it just does the same thing with more precision, you know, and it can go inside into all these areas which your fingers may not go in. And whatever is remaining of the brush on the brush, just take it over your eyelids, because this is going to provide a base for your shadow. So I've applied concealer and foundation on my face. Girls, trust me, this product process will not take more than 5 minutes. Since I'm in the process of explaining things to you, it's taking a lot of time, but do not go by the length of this tutorial because this whole procedure will not take you more than 15 minutes. All you need to do is just get up 15 minutes earlier and you look put together. Trust me on this. Now once we've set the concealer and everything, I need to, for it to stay put, I also want the concealer to set properly. I also want the foundation to set properly so that it does not budge throughout the day. So what I'm going to do is take a little bit of translucent powder. The one I'm using is by Laura Mercier, but I believe that the Bharat and Doris powder is also very good. And the other loose powder which is very good is by PAC. I'm going to leave the links below. You can go and check it out, but I believe those powders are also very good. Why do you need a translucent powder is because, as the name suggests, it has no color. You do not want any color, but you want the product to set in. So I'm not going to do any baking or anything. All I'm going to do is apply this powder over here and under my eyes over here, a little bit on the bridge of my nose, and over here. It is also going to just highlight that particular area a little bit, and I'm not going to apply any more product. I'm just going to use that brush that I have in my hand and I am going to set in the rest of the area. And now just clean that brush and wipe off the excess. Now what next? As you can see, my face is looking very flat. You know, it has got no dimension to it. It has got no warmth to it. It's very flat, very plain. So what I'm going to do is add a little bit of dimension, and that is where the bronzer comes to use. The one that I'm using is by MAC. This one is called Give Me Sun. This is how it looks like. It's a very bronzy kind of powder. That's what a bronzer is basically. And what you do is, with the bronzer, I am not going to do contouring. Contouring is next level. All I'm going to do is, I'm actually going to do non-touring. Non-touring means you're just going to warm up your skin. So I'm going to take a brush like this, anything like this, which is like, you know, a little bit fluffy, a bigger brush. And I'm going to swirl the product, tap the excess, and I'm going to just go in with this product on my cheekbones, actually into the hollow of my cheeks, not cheekbones, I'm sorry. So all I'm going to do is just use this product. Always tap off the excess, because if you see, a lot of product comes onto the brush and you do not want so much product on your skin. So just tap off the excess. And basically what I'm doing is just going in a 3. That's the motion, you know, 3. So see, can you see how it has like warmed up my skin? It's given a little bit of dimension to it. That's what I'm doing. I don't want too much on my forehead because anyway my forehead is very small. So if you have a big forehead and you want it to look a little smaller, just like go in and put the product here, okay? But if you have a smaller forehead like me, you don't need to apply a lot of it over there. All you need to do is a little bit of this thing on the hollows of your cheek and just make a 3. So a little bit of it under your jaw, a little bit here, so that everything just looks a little connected, you know. Now at this point I want to do my brows. I did not do the brows earlier because, you know, with brows usually what happens, if even a little bit of powder gets stuck onto your brows, it will look very bad. So I always like to do my foundation and concealer and powdering and everything before, and then I go in with the brows. So nothing very difficult. All you need to do is just fill in your brows with a pencil. The one that I am using and which I always use, Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is called Brow Wiz. The color that I am using is Granite. Be very, very light-handed, girls. Don't go crazy. Just don't go crazy. So can you see how much doing the brows makes a difference? So the other product that is added into your makeup kit is the brow pencil. Now we're going to quickly do the eyes. Nothing major. The palette that I'm using is by Urban Decay. It's called Naked Heat. Look at this palette. It is so pretty. It's got all the neutral shades in it. Nowadays, if you go to any of the makeup stores and any of the makeup brands, even the drugstore brands, you will find these colors in almost every palette. So just go and buy a basic palette which has got all the nudes and the browns in it. So that is what you need. Okay, so I'm going to be using this palette and I'm going to go in with this color. This color. I'm telling you, girls, you will find this color, like this color, in every product range. And what I'm going to be using now is a fluffy brush. So no, don't use this one. You know, if you're short of brushes, I recommend buy this brush. This is by MAC. This is 217. It's a great brush. I'm going to dip into that color, tap the excess, and I'm going to just put it here. Another thing is that when you're putting the color in your crease, I'm going to zoom in a little bit, girls. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. You go in like this, okay? Don't go in like this. Go in like this. And put that color in your crease. You need to find where your crease is and just put that color there. What I'm doing is basically I am just giving a little bit of depth to my eyes. That's all that I'm doing, and I'm doing it with a light nude brown shade. It won't even be seen. You're not doing anything heavy with your eyes. You can just put this color in your crease and that's it. That's all that you need. Once I've got that on my lid, I'm going to go in with this color. It's a slightly reddish brown color. Again, you'll find it in a lot of a lot of palettes. Again, take it on that brush, tap the excess and go into your crease area. I'm going to zoom in again a little bit. Go into your crease and this time just put it all over your lid with the same brush. That's it, and that's it for the eyes. That's all that we are doing. We're giving it a little bit of chocolatey look. Whatever we did on the top, that is exactly what we are going to do under the eyes, and for that you need a brush like this, something which is flat and small, because you need to get inside this particular portion. So the same colors that we used over the lid, that's what you're going to use under the lid. I'm going to zoom in a little again so that you guys can see what I'm doing. So with this brush, tap off the excess and just go under the eyes. Girls, this is a very simple look which I recommend for girls who are working also. This is not going to take a lot of time. I'm stressing it again. It's because I am talking to you guys. It's taking a lot of time. You know, I used to work in the corporate industry for some time, but at that time we didn't use so much of makeup. I wish there was somebody who, there was no YouTube, there were no bloggers, there were no vloggers. I didn't know much. I never used to do any makeup, and I wish I knew this much at that time, because just by doing this much, just by spending that 15 seconds extra, you look so well put together and presentable, because you're going to be meeting so many people, you're going to be attending meetings and everything. It's just good that if you look a little well put together. Now at this stage, there are two things you can do. You can either go in with the eyeliner, or you can just curl your lashes and apply the mascara. Depends completely on you. I like to go in with a little bit of eyeliner, because my my lashes are just non-existent. I've told it 100 times. I do not have lashes, so I need a little bit of something happening here so that they look a little more thicker. So I'm going to go in and apply a little bit of liner. The one that I'm using is by NYX. This is a gel liner. You can totally use any kind of liner that you're comfortable with. I recommend a gel liner because it's going to be summers and this is kind of waterproof, so it is not going to come off, you know. Now at this stage it is completely up to you whether you want to apply kajal or you do not want to apply kajal. I have not applied kajal right now. All I have done is that I have lined my upper lash line and then I close it for a second, and then that line just comes onto my lower lash line, and that's it. That's what I like to do during daytime if I do not want to apply kajal. Now I'm going to just go in with mascara. The one that I am using is by MAC. Just putting the mascara adds so much to your look that you need to put a mascara, so just add that into your makeup kit. Now I'm going to quickly move on to the lips and we are almost done. So I'm using this lip liner by Kylie. This one is called the Moon, and I'm going to line my lips. I'm going to actually fill my lips with this. Now I'm using this lip crayon by Nykaa. This one is called Next Level Nude, my absolute favorite. Guys, I hope you checked my favorite nude lipsticks because some of them are really good. So I'm going to apply this onto my lips. These lip crayons by Nykaa, guys, delicious. Chumma. And I'm going to take this shade by Bare Minerals. It's called Pretty Amazing, and the shade is called Fearless, I think. And I'm going to take a little bit of it and apply it just in the middle of my lips, like right here. And that's it. Okay girl, this step is totally optional. I know that I'm also saying that this look is good for going to the office, but in case you're not going to the office, I need to look a little bit extra, then do this step. If you do not want to do it for the office look, it's completely alright, because just this much makeup is good enough for the office. This is the highlighter thing that I'm talking about. The one that I'm using is by Makeup Revolution. This one is called Pro Illuminate. I'm going to take a brush, any brush which is like slightly fluffy but not very big brush, neither very small. This brush is good enough. Just take the product, tap off the excess, and find your cheekbones. These are your cheekbones, right? Just apply the product there. Boom. My god, this is so awesome. That's why I love a highlighter, guys. It just changes the whole game. So apply in a little bit of, so basically highlighter is for all the areas where you think the light will hit you. So the light usually hits here, here, on the bridge of your nose, so here, a little bit here, and here. Can you see? Awesome. Also put a little bit over here. Because we're not doing much with the eyes, so a little bit of highlighter over here will look really good. And put a little bit in the inner corner of your eye, just for that pop. I'm gonna go in with a blush. This one is by Milani. And if you're not applying a highlighter or something, just go in with a blush and just like try and connect all these things together. I'm putting very little of it because I usually do not apply blush. I'm just putting a little bit, and I also like to swirl my blush over here because it just kind of makes me feel like little sun-kissed. Now girls, because you have applied so much product on your face with all the cream and the liquid and the powders on your face, it is always best to go and set it in, because then all these powders will melt inside and they will just fall, they'll just give you a very nice glow. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to use this spray by PAC, and I'm going to just apply this on my face. It's got such a beautiful scent to it, and I'm going to just let it dry for a bit. Can you see how the face is glowing? That's what a makeup spray does. So this is it guys, this is the makeup for the beginners that I've created for you. This is just the base. You can actually build up on it in case you want to do a little more heavy look. Like you can keep the eyes like this, and you can like go in with a bold red lip or a pink lip or a orange look, and it'll look the bomb. Or you can just like put lots of kohl in your eyes and keep the rest of the look the same. You can increase your contouring and it'll look the bomb. So this is just the base guys. This is like the chassis for the car, and you can like actually build up the look depending on what you want. You can actually cut down a number of steps in case you do not like this look. Also, like you can totally skip on the highlighter, you can totally skip on the eyelid part also, but according to me this look is really good just as is, if you want to like, you know, use it in your day-to-day life. So I'm again saying that it might look like it's lengthy, but it is actually not a lengthy one because I'm explaining everything to you. It is looking lengthy, but just get your base right guys. This is just the base. If you get your base right, trust me, you'll come back and thank me and say that we got it girl. So just do this much, and I hope you liked the tutorial. In case you liked it, please do press the thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel because it'll help me grow guys. I really want to do more of this stuff, really want to share more of my ideas with you guys, so help me grow. And I love you. I will see you guys very soon again. So tata, bye, ciao.